I was doing a video just a minute ago. I had to delete it because the phone rang in the middle of it. One thing I don't do is I don't turn the phone off, and sometimes I won't answer it, but I'm glad I did. My friend Roberto Schifo from Cyprus called. I haven't talked to him in a long time. But we were talking about different things, and we got talking about Hawaii, and we were talking about a friend of mine named Simon, who coaches similar to what I do. He's a student of mine. He lives in Korea right now. And when I met him, he was still in the British military, but really, really sick with what they diagnosed as MS in England, or chronic fatigue, as we call it in the States. And he was going to a chiropractor. He came to a preview. I worked with him a little bit, and I said to the chiropractor, whatever you do, don't invite that guy to the class. I said, I don't. He gives me the heebie-jeebies. He was like a super spy in the military and stuff like that. But just the energetics that he gave off from being sick was really disconcerting. He came and did the class, of course, and ended up in a month-long. And during the month-long on Maui at one point in time, I looked at him, and he looked very, very much like the old character. One of the things that's changed is people get younger and healthier when they stay within this technology. And Simon had almost reverted completely back to the character that I met the first night at the clinic. Deep dark circles under his eyes, really tired, weak looking, and Simon's stout. And so I said, what's up? He said, I don't know. He said, I don't feel right. And we do interviews. We sit and we get curious with people. We look at them, we look at the different fibers of what's going on, and see if we can kind of sort through and untangle some of the fibers that get tangled up. And his were pretty tangled. He'd gotten a pretty hard hit. He got impacted by somebody else who wasn't looking out for Simon's good. And it took quite a while for us to undo the entanglements in his system. Yeah, we both slept very good after that. What do I call it? Interview. Gray hair. It's a great thing. But what was going on, Stuart was alive at the time, a friend of mine, Dr. Stuart Reinsberger, and he knew quite a bit about Buddhism, and he had set up at the Dharma Center a Tara transmission, which you can look that up. I'm not going to explain it. But Lama Geltsen, the Lama that I talked about earlier, who I call son and he calls me dad, was giving the Tara transmission, and during the Tara transmission he moves through the participants and he places one of the bronze Tara statues over the top of each person's head. Simon, who I'd interviewed the day before, was just in front of me in the Dharma Center, and Lama Geltsen put the Tara statue over Simon and stood there longer than he'd stood over anybody else. And he looked back at me, he said, Dad, he said, he's vibrating at a very high level. And I thought, cool, something we did worked.